excellent. I'm so glad to see all of you here this morning. Some of you were able to bring family members. It's really a proud moment for all of us here. And keep in mind that we are here to celebrate you. So for the second consecutive year, Superintendent Durkin, superintendent of our schools here in New Bedford, has said, you know, we need to take the time to really recognize and celebrate those students who will be walking across Walsh Field, earning a diploma, and it's at the end of what may not have been a very easy road. So each of you has your own stories of perseverance, of sticking things out. When I was a kid, I will never ever forget, my 6th grade teacher at Hathaway School made up a word that has always stuck with me, and it was called stick-to-itiveness. And every single one of you has exemplified that kind of stick-to-itiveness, right? You could have given up, and you could have said, this is too hard. I'm not going to get there, but you saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and you brought it, and you made it happen. So I am just so pleased to be here. I'm exceptionally grateful to the superintendent for taking the time for the second consecutive year to recognize how important it is to celebrate you. So I'm going to turn things over to Dr. Durkin to start our celebration this morning.
Thank you, Ms. Coelho. And I really want to echo that this is my 4th year as superintendent. So we kind of started together at high school, and I'm going to talk about that on Thursday night, that when you were a freshman, I was a freshman. So I find a very special part of my heart is with this class of 2017. And this award is exactly what Ms. Coelho explained. It's for resilience, it's for persistence, it's for sticking with your goals. But it really is about character. And what character is who you are and what you are made of. I very much want to thank the museum for having this beautiful venue. I know last year we had it in one of our cafeterias, which was nice, but there's something special about going to a place that we can see the entire city ahead of us, as well as the harbor. And I very much want to thank Christina Turner and Jocelyn Nunes, who are here today, who very much helped us organize this, along with Arthur Motter, our community relations manager. And it's very much a metaphor when you look out, and some of you were out on the deck, because that's the world of possibilities that you have for what you've achieved. When we talk about character, what you're made of, is we really have to think about the things that we have to dig down deep to be able to stick with our goals and to take ownership of your future. As Ms. Coelho said, it would have been very easy to say, well, it's just too hard, I think I'll wait, I won't graduate in this June, I'll wait till August, I'll wait, and that's okay, but the more you delay the hard work, sometimes the harder it becomes. When I looked over the stories, and the other interesting thing about this award, it doesn't go by grades, it doesn't go by how many, sports you're in, though many of you are involved in sports or clubs. It goes by someone seeing the resilience in your soul and heart who nominated you. And I don't even know who may have nominated you. But those names were given to Ms. Coelho. Ms. Coelho may know who nominated you. And you may want to find out who may have done that, and that's okay, because they saw something special in you. Someone at that high school saw something special. Could have been a teacher, could have been a coach, could have been a guidance counselor, could have been a paraprofessional, who basically said, this student shows what a whaler is about. When I read over your stories, I looked at the incredible challenges that are extremely daunting. Learning a new language and becoming acclimated to a new country and a new school. Some of you, I learned, didn't speak a word of English 4 years ago, or spoke a little English. But to now be at the point where you're now capturing your diploma, that is a huge accomplishment. Some of you had to go it alone when others couldn't support you. Family members who became ill, or yourself. and helping you to stay the course, but somehow you found someone to be a cheerleader. And if your family couldn't be there because of circumstances, you found other people to be there for you. And there were lots of losses. Not only people around you who have moved on or have passed on, but also losses that affected you deeply, that would have made other people give up. So you made choices, given all those challenges, to be able to stick with it and persist. There is not one thing that any of you could have done differently except stay the course. You knew that you had to struggle to be able to do that. And I want to read very briefly a line from Marion Wright Edelman, who is an extraordinary educator who many, many years ago founded an organization called the Children's Defense Fund. She was an African-American woman who wanted to stand up for the rights of children. And I use her as a role model because she spoke about the needs of children in urban schools. But this is one of her lines, one of her short paragraphs from several books that she's written. Don't be afraid of taking risks or being criticized. If you don't want to be criticized, don't say anything, don't do anything, don't be anything. Don't be afraid of failing. It's the way you learn to do things. It doesn't matter how many times you fall down. What matters is how many times you get up. And don't wait for everybody else before you do something. It's always a few people who get things done and keep things moving. You are part of those few people who dug down deep, who said to themselves, I can do this, who sought out people who were able to help you, and who stayed the course. I am incredibly proud of you today. And this award, though I give out a lot of awards, is one of my favorite awards because it is one that you made yourselves, and one that is very personal for you and for me to be able to grant that to you. So with that, I think we're going to call our names and make sure that people know who is who here. Yes, I'd like Coach DeBrito to please come up. Where is he? There he is. You look so small there, Coach DeBrito. I don't know.
So we're going to read your names, and I will ask that you come up to receive your award. Randy Lopez Caban.
All right, I'm going to take a little bit. I think you want a picture, right?
Yeah, we're going to get a group picture too.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Morad Washington.
There you go. Very good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay.
Juan Chach Ciprian.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Sueli Lopes Pereira.
Thank you.
Silvana de Vega. Myrna Arita Gonzalez. And Myrna's sister, Gisele Arita Gonzalez. Nama Cortez. Nigel Eastman. Shady Hassanin.
He's a lot shorter, I think, yeah. Were you short? Yeah, you were short.
Okay, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Jadakiss Howard. Douglas Inestroza.
Mr. Whaler, too. Okay, all right. All right.
Josie Mendez. I hope you still come back to draw pictures for me. Sierra Neves.
Thank you.
Brian Rivera. Bruno Pyers.
That's tall. Ready? Good.
Julian Lopes.
Thank you.
Altina Pacheco Oliveira.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Erica Lager. Nathaniel Gravel.
Okay.
And Jordan Lopes. There were a few award recipients that could not make it tonight, or this morning, I should say. I'm already fast forwarding the day. But I wanted to take a moment so that we could still celebrate them in spirit until we see them either at awards tonight or at graduation tomorrow night. And those recipients are Louis Calderon Latimer, Marquez Garzon, Rylan Grace, Rita Long, Shaneri Newsom, Karina Quinones, Melanie Perez, Alexis Jade Gonzalez, Tatiana Morales, and Matthew Mezak.
So we very much want to thank you for being here. We particularly want to thank our families and parents and grandparents, because it is with you that we can move the mountains of New Bedford High School. And your children and grandchildren would not be successful without your support. So for the award recipients, I say to you to now take your award and realize that you now have a responsibility. You have been designated as a Superintendent Success Award recipient. That means the character that you showed in your 4 years and how you transformed yourself into a graduate needs to be taken with you wherever you go. And when you do come across obstacles and challenges, think back to your high school years, how much you overcome, and know that nothing is impossible when you believe in yourself, because we believe in you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes.
Yes, go! Yes!
No.
Oops. Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.